Tonight, we have the exclusive images that helped police track down the accused killer of a retired surgeon. Plus,
a Peoria Uber driver shares his story after bullets go through his window while he was waiting to pick up a passenger.
And the video of a police officer quickly fighting to save his own life. This is 25 News at 6.
From WEEK, we've got you covered. This is 25 News at 6.
You just saw a bit of it. Video from East Peoria illustrates how a basic stop turned into a life or death struggle in just seconds. Good Thursday evening. I'm Tyler Lopez.
And I'm Amber Kriska. The police officer was severely injured with multiple stab wounds, including to his eye. Alex Gall now shows us how fast this officer had to react, killing his attacker.
Place your hands on the car. Okay. Anything illegal on you?
35 seconds. That's how long East Peoria police officer Jeffrey Bieber fought for his life against a suspect who stabbed him several times with a knife. Police body cam and dash cam footage obtained exclusively by 25 News via a Freedom of Information Act request capture the entire struggle between Bieber and domestic violence suspect Joshua Kreitz.
In that moment, did you think you were going to die?
100%.
The encounter starts when Bieber pulls over a white Ford truck at an East Peoria CVS in the early morning of February 2nd. After a minute-long conversation, Bieber decides to take Kreitz into custody.
You need medics? Yes, please. Send medics this way also for a male bleeding from the hand.
That ended up being my ambulance a few minutes later.
Bieber walks Kreitz over to his car and is about to handcuff him when Kreitz digs into his pocket, pulls out a knife, and begins stabbing him repeatedly, 10 times in all. The tangle lasts 35 seconds. Bieber first tries deploying a stun gun before being taken to the ground. And then, 15 seconds after the first stab, Bieber draws his service weapon. He fires 4 shots over a 17-second period, fatally wounding Kreitz before finally calling for help.
32 of it stabs. Good stab.
10-4, send a medic.
I'd be okay if I never see it again. It kind of gave me some feelings watching it and just made me teary-eyed a little bit because while I'm watching it, I just don't understand how I'm here watching it because I should be dead.
Now, after 4 months, Bieber says his 10 stab wounds are healing miraculously well. He returned to work last week and was honored for his bravery from the East Peoria City Council.
It's inspiring. It inspired me to be a better police officer today because of it and to help others in need.
I'm Alex Gall, 25 News, East Peoria.
And tonight, 25 News has an exclusive look at the moments right after a prominent Peoria surgeon was killed in his own home. And police believe the killer stole his artwork. Robert Eli was arrested yesterday for the murder of Dr. William Marshall, a surgeon and well-known art collector. Police say Eli was targeting elderly people he thought he could take advantage of. Police and the Peoria County State Attorney's Office, they say this surveillance footage would lead them to their suspect. And you can see in the pictures there a man driving away along with stolen artwork from Dr. Marshall's house in the front seat. Police believe that's Eli with a part of a traveling criminal enterprise victimizing several people in central Illinois. But police say other burglaries by the group did not typically result in murder. Evidence shows Dr. Marshall fought back, which they believe led to his death.
Put together, why is this one different? What happened here? There were defensive wounds on both hands and a right arm, which is consistent if you're, struggling with somebody and trying to cover your face or torso area.
Who says Eli should be extradited to Peoria next week and is likely to face additional charges. Tonight at 10, Paige Blanzy with a complete breakdown of this case.
With bullet holes in his window, a Peoria Uber driver says he got a lot more than he bargained for during a pickup this morning. The 5-year Uber vet says he heard those shots ring out as he waited to pick up his rider in central Peoria. Andy Weber live enough from where this close call took place, Andy.
Yeah, Tyler, that driver says during his 5 years with the ride-sharing app, he's never experienced anything like this. And with 9,000 rides under his belt, more than 9,000, he thought he'd seen it all. That was until 2 bullets missed his head by only a few inches.
And so I was just sitting in my car waiting, and all of a sudden there was this tremendous bang. And I kind of ducked down in my seat like, what's this? And then here came the rider. He got in, we left.
John Doring says he thought if it was gunfire, it hadn't hit his car. That was until he started driving.
And when we were about a block away in a well-lit street, I looked back at him and I could see the damage to the window.
As for his passenger,
never said a word about the window next to him having 2 bullet holes in it.
In Doring's 5 years with the rideshare service, he's never dealt with anything like this.
It hasn't been a problem. You know, you're going to pick up someone in particular, you know who it is, they know who I am, and Uber is always tracking me.
Even with 2 bullets nearly hitting Doring, a former Dunlap fire chief, he says he'll keep driving.
So most people, I'll be honest with you, probably would stop.
I would imagine.
So why?
I enjoy what I do.
Yet he fully understands the gravity of what happened.
If it had been 6 inches further to the front, we probably would not be having this interview.
And Peoria police did respond, collecting evidence from Doring's car, including a spent bullet that was found in his back row. And Doring also says he's in contact with Uber. Uber says they have a 24/7 team that works with law enforcement to handle emergencies like this. Reporting live in Peoria, I'm Andy Weber, 25 News. Guys, back to you.
Call. Thank you, Andy. A Peoria home, though, is more than likely a total loss after a fire this morning. It was on West Ann Street just before 5 a.m. And when firefighters got there, all the people inside were out, but the flames had engulfed the entire home. Peoria Fire says this one was difficult to fight. They think it started on the front porch, then spread into the house on the first floor, then up to the second floor, then into the attic. So it took about half an hour to get this fire under control. So far, no exact cause.
Firefighters will be dealing with some hot weather. Chuck is tracking the 90s.
That's right. We had low 90s today. Looks like mid 90s coming our way tomorrow. And the heat and the dryness, the overall dryness, will continue the next several days. Let's dial up the Doppler. We have a couple of rogue stray showers out there. And we have one in Fulton County, Fairview, Norris, Canton getting in on the action as well. And we're looking at St. David, and that's slowly moving on to the south. That's about the only cell left out of the isolated showers here this afternoon. Let's go to the Heights. There's Prospect Road, Restaurant Row, 87 in River City, 86 in the Twin Cities, 90 right now in Lakin. And those temperatures will be toasty here tonight in the mid-80s this evening. We'll wake up to about 70 in the morning. Heat index values tomorrow afternoon will run mid to upper 90s near 100. There are the actual temperatures, about 93 tomorrow, and maybe a couple of showers and thunderstorms Saturday morning, but still highs near 90 on the weekend with plenty of humidity as well, and that trend will continue all of next week. Forecast details in just a couple of minutes. Amber.
All right, thank you, Chuck. We will see you then. Well, tomorrow, Illinois is back in business as we enter Phase 5 of the governor's Restore Illinois plan. So what is changing? Well, for the most part, Phase 5 means fully reopen and back to normal, meaning large events, conventions, amusement parks, venues, and more can operate at full capacity. However, unvaccinated people are still required to wear a mask, and everyone will have to wear a mask on public transit like buses and planes. The Peoria Chiefs have plenty of room for you as they plan to return to 100% capacity at Dozer Park. In a release today, the team announced they'll open up capacity starting tomorrow as the state gets to Phase 5 tomorrow. Vaccinated fans do not have to wear a mask. However, non-vaccinated fans are still recommended to wear a mask in all public spaces, unless actively eating or drinking.
A new set of wheels, hard to find, on 4 wheels and now 2 wheels as well. Bicycles are on the growing list of supply and demand issues, all related to the pandemic. In Bloomington Normal, riders are backpedaling. The Test Bike Shop in Normal is one of many shops now struggling to stock up due to a shortage of aluminum, which is used to make bikes. And that aluminum is made in China, making this an international supply chain breakdown.
We have an incredible number of bikes on back order. And as soon as, we may get 4 or 5 bikes this week, and they'll sell instantly.
The owner, Chris Coos, there says new inventory does sell fast, usually within 24 to 48 hours, and he doesn't believe it will change soon because bike production not expected to return to normal until next year.
Students and staff at the University of Illinois will be able to get textbooks for free thanks to a new grant. The U of I system has been awarded $1.8 million from an open textbook pilot grant. And this will allow professors, students, and researchers to freely access the materials. The grant is based on Senator Durbin's Affordable College Textbook Act, which is to improve college textbook access and affordability.
If you're ready to get out in the sun and enjoy summer, here's a local program that just might reel you in. Today, Bass Pro Shops presents their donation of rods and reels to a nonprofit, part of its Gone Fishing program, geared at getting kids and families back outside. A presentation of those rods kicked off the annual Gone Fishing program today.
Over 40,000 rods and reels that get donated to these not-for-profit organizations, and it's just an amazing opportunity to get people exposed to fishing and open the doors to conservation.
Following the donation, Gone Fishing will now be in full effect over the course of the next 2 weekends. Kids of all ages are invited. They can catch their first fish at the company's free catch and release ponds. They also get a certificate and free crafts.
Well, coming up next on 25 News, the hot weather. Are you loving it?
Yeah,
well, it's sending Luke to a place along the water in this week's You Gotta Eat.
And one of Peoria's public pools won't open at all this summer. Chuck's got the 10-day trend on the way.
You're watching 25 News at 6 with Tyler Lopez, Amber Kriska, Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins, and Sports Director Jim Matson. 25 News. We've got you covered.
All right, well, if you didn't get to see it, here's a look at this morning's partial solar eclipse, and this was shot in Evanston, Illinois.
Wow, the further east you went, the better it looked, like in Boston and in New York City. Beautiful. So if you have friends there, they've got quite a story to tell. And if you missed it, it'll be a while. The next solar eclipse is October of 2023.
Some stunning images there.
Indeed.
Yeah, Chicago area, Evanston, they saw about 25%. We saw 10% here if we're lucky, but it happened so far before sunrise, we didn't get to see much of it at all. But anyway, plenty of sun out there now, and it's a hot sun as well. 91 the high in Peoria today, the first 90-degree day since August, and more on the way. Lincoln, you checked in with 91, Lakin 90, Bloomington 89, Galesburg 88. Tracking those numbers today, once again 91 officially in Peoria, 70 the low. And let's go outside and see what's happening right now. There's a look at Peoria Heights. We're looking at the upper 80s around Metro Peoria. There's Wildlife Prairie Park. Let me step aside, just one bison in the picture there, and the little one still running around there. And they're all healthy and having a good time at Wildlife Prairie Park. There's a look at the IDOT cam. That is War Memorial Drive and Knoxville, always a busy intersection, but it's calming down. And let's go to Uptown Normal. There's College and Mulberry and Linden areas in the Twin Cities there. What about those weather headlines? Well, low to mid-90s tomorrow. Heat index values near 100 tomorrow afternoon. Scatter showers and thunderstorms possibility Saturday, mainly during the morning hours. And then a couple of boundaries might float around to produce an afternoon shower thunderstorm, but it won't feel good out there once the showers and storms go through. And we're maybe entering into a dry, maybe borderline drought situation the way it looks, because after Saturday, I don't see any rain virtually the rest of the month. It's going to be high dry. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. Here's the hourly forecast on the go, powered by the 25 Weather Tracker mobile app. We'll be in the mid-80s here this evening. And then in the morning for the wake-up call, we'll be looking at lows about 70, so another warm start to the day. Future cast heat index values tomorrow afternoon. Look at that. We'll be in the upper 90s for most of us. Not sure what's going on with Lakin there. Might be a malfunction at the junction. And then as we get to Saturday afternoon, we're still looking at maybe some low to mid-90 heat index values as well. 87 in River City. The winds are calm, and the humidity levels, we'll call it marginally muggy out there. 86 in the Twin Cities. Area temperatures, well, and dew point values creating the heat index. We're talking a heat index of 92 in Peoria and some mid-90s north. Otherwise, it's sultry out there tonight. Satellite radar, not much happening. We just, on the top side or the northwest quadrant of this upper level low spinning to our south, and that's pinwheeling some of these showers into the area. Still a couple of showers in the northeast Fulton County, eastern Knox County, including Canton. Most of that in Fulton County moving off to the south and will dissipate as the sun goes down. And here's what we're tracking, mid-90s tomorrow afternoon, and then some showers and thunderstorms, maybe some robust ones in here early Saturday morning. They're out of here, but they don't cool us down. We're back to 90 once the rain ends on Saturday afternoon, and that'll make it sultry. Then after that, we are high and dry. We'll have to watch this drought situation very carefully. We might turn into one. There we see the extended plus next week. It's all dry and sunny. Amber?
All right, thank you, Chuck. Well, once delayed, the opening of Peoria's Gwynn Family Aquatic Center has now been called off. A few weeks ago, the Park District told us it was having trouble getting enough lifeguards to staff all 3 pools, so it delayed the opening. But now the Peoria Park District's website says that pool will not open at all this summer. However, the Proctor Rec Center pool and the Riverplex pool, they're both open. Out with the old, in with the new. Demolition on the old Steak and Shake in Peoria near Target started yesterday. That's in the Big Hollow area. And that building had been empty since before the pandemic. In its place, Starbucks. It will be a new 2,100 square foot building. The real estate firm developing the property says the new Starbucks will house the chain's newest store concept, although it's unclear what that is yet.
Sure they have. This forecast, though, has us ready for summer, so Luke is dining by the water in Creve Court with a drink that eats like a meal.
To a well-known summer spot in Creve Court. Here at Coochie's on the Water, the tagline says it all.
It's better down where it's wetter.
That's owner Jan Little. And yeah, dinner with a view, it's tough to beat. But you guys know what I came here for.
We just like to do everything so that it's bigger and better.
Jen here says the top seller is their take on the soft pretzel, loaded up with Wisconsin beer cheese and some bacon bits on top.
They're very impressive when they come out. We serve them on a pizza pan. They'll serve 4 to 6 people easily.
Guys, this is a legit soft pretzel. It meets this Philly kid's high standards. Add that cheese and bacon in the mix, and the game has been changed. It's a great plate to share with the whole family, but since the Birdsall family isn't here, I'll just share it with my new friend Brenda from the table behind me. If that pretzel left you feeling a little thirsty, well, let's wash it down with their Shipwreck Bloody Mary. Now, you can get the regular alcoholic version or the non-alcoholic version like myself. Now, these toppings got a little something in there for everyone. Cheers to these Shipwreck Bloody Marys, and cheers to this cheap bill. Just $33.40. Great view, great food, and a great time to be had down at Coochie's on the Water. So go ahead and stop in, because you gotta eat.
All right, Luke, Coochie's on the Water, located at 579 Wesley Road there in Creve Court, open Wednesday to Sunday.
Well, coming up next in sports, when one walk-off winner isn't enough.
The Potters know where they can turn. Jim is on the way.
Hello, Central Illinois. The Normal U-High Pioneers are one of the state favorites in Class 2A, but they knew going through the tournament would be no walk in the park. U-High got their toughest test of the tournament yesterday. U-High and Macomb tied 2-2 in the 10th inning when Chase Adams' base hit sets off a wild celebration. Adams with the walk-off winner, keeping the Pioneers' state title hopes alive.
Excitement. I mean, any one of our guys could have done that, and I'm just happy for my team, a lot of relief, and just happy to keep playing.
Normal U-High plays at Eureka tomorrow for a sectional championship. You know, Big Ben, the London Clock, the Steeler quarterback, earned the nickname for their stature, their size. At Morton, senior Ben Drager has earned the nickname Big Ben for his big plays in big games.
The Morton Potters are a very young baseball team, a young team that relies heavily on senior leader Ben Drager. Ben has not only been the Potters' ace pitcher, he's been the team's number 3 hitter. He's had 2 big walk-off game-winning hits for the Potters in his magnificent senior season.
It's something that I've worked for as long as I can think about, because I coach Crawford as a 4th grade teacher, so I mean, it's just something that I've always wanted to work for. So I mean, I could throw just about any pitch I need to. I got 2 different breaking balls, changeup and 2-seam and 4-seam fastball. So
some of our biggest wins this year, he's either been on the mound or had the clutch hit at the end of the game. So I go back to the hard work and dedication from his sophomore year on, never missing the weight room, being at all the extra hittings, just being a leader, not as much a vocal leader, but just being the guy to lead by example. And it's good to see somebody do everything right, and the rewards are coming.
Ben's freshman year, the Morton Potters put that banner out there, the 2018 state champions. Ben was in Joliet to watch those games. He has great memories and now is living out those memories as a Potters senior star. here?
I remember being there with friends and just seeing how many people showed up, like for being 2 hours away from here, just how many people show up is crazy. Knowing Coach Crawford's history, I mean, it's always been something that we got to live up to, so just keep working our way there, and I think we'll find our way back.
As a freshman, he watched the Potters celebrate a state title. As a senior, he's trying to lead Morton back to state. The Potters, led by Drager, are 2 wins away, heading into tomorrow night's sectional championship game.
We are just getting our high school sports coverage started. 30 minutes, all high school sports, 25 sports prep rally with full state tournament coverage. The prep rally is right after this newscast. Tonight at 10, we'll have all of your sectional championship softball highlights. A huge day in the softball state tournament. Right now, it's Jim Dandy time.
Today, the extreme close-up. Tremont's Jenna Getz with the home run. Here's your extreme close-up of the Rockridge center fielder. That is today's Jim Dandy.
All right, the weekend is almost here, and tomorrow, low, maybe mid-90s around the area, and then some showers and thunderstorms. That would be in the wee hours Saturday morning. And then when you wake up and get out and about on Saturday, highs around 90, but it'll feel like a steam bath because of all that rain we had on Saturday morning. More of the same Sunday and beyond.
You're running this weekend. Good luck, Tyler.
Prep rally's next, though.